Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, I'm a geek. You're watching Kevin the Geek. Welcome back to more Black Books, Series 3, Episode 2, Elephants and Hens. I've heard of Elephant and Castle, but never Elephant and Hens.
Let's write a children's classic, you and me, together.
You two could never do it.
I bet we could, before you even get back.
Okay, you're on. I'm back tomorrow.
50.
Okay.
And another 50 says you have the most appalling, excruciating night of your life.
So they both win and nobody wins any money at all.
Oh, great. We've got loads.
What do they want in a book?
Who cares? How about a mouse? Now we're getting somewhere. I'm writing down mouse.
Right.
Now, who is this mouse? Where is he from?
Bottlebank! He plays the trombone!
Keep going.
He only eats licorice.
Manny, this is solid gold.
His best friend is a panda.
No!
I'm going to read it again.
Oh.
This is the right thing to do.
Yeah. Mystique's probably quite nice, but...
Yeah, I think it's safe to say they didn't have a good time if they're leaving in 4 separate taxis.
I've never said this to anybody before, okay? But you're gonna have to get a job.
Oh, that was awesome. Great way to end that. Perfectly on point with all the characters. That was, yeah. The ad is going thinking, yeah, it's going to be just something simple and everything. And it'll be like, yeah, it'll be the kind of guy. And he'll be nice and everything. Nope. And it is not nice in any way, shape, or form. Now, people really don't like ChatGPT. And, they think it takes all the creativity out of stuff, but it can be helpful to a certain point. And I'm going to test it on its capabilities. I'm going to test it with the 2 stories that we sort of came up with in this. So, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, first of all, write me a children's story aimed at 3 to 6 year olds called The Elephant and the... I can't even spell. Elephant and the Balloon, where the main plot is an elephant losing a balloon. Simple, nice and easy, nothing too complicated, and let's see what it comes up with. One sunny morning in the middle of the jungle, Ellie the elephant was having a birthday party. All the animals came, lion, monkey, parrot, and even the shy little tortoise. There were cakes made of bananas, games of pin the tail on the... Oh my god, it's really long. Pin the tail on the zebra, and best of all, a bright red balloon just for Ellie. It's as red as a strawberry, Ellie cheered, holding the string in her trunk. I'll keep it forever. But just as Ellie dancing a happy circle, whoosh! A gust of wind blew in and the string slipped from her trunk. Oh no, cried Ellie, my balloon! Up, 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 the balloon floated, past the treetops, past the birds, up into the blue sky. Ellie's big ears drooped. I didn't get to say goodbye, she whispered sadly. Monkey swung down from the trees. Don't be sad, Ellie. Let's go on a balloon chase. They ran past the river. They peeked behind tall grass. They even asked Parrot to fly up and look. I see it, Parrot squalled. It's floating over the hill. So off they went, Ellie stomping gently, Monkey leaping, Parrots flying. But when they got to the top of the hill, the balloon was gone. Ellie sat down with a big sigh. I guess my balloon just wanted to fly. Just then Tortoise slowly paddled over, carrying something shiny and red. It landed in my pond, he said with a smile. Ellie's eyes lit up. My balloon! It was a little soggy and a little wobbly, but it was still red and still hers. Ellie gave Tortoise a hug. Thank you! From that day on, Ellie tied her balloon to her tail, just in case it tried to fly off again, and whenever the wind blew, it bobbed and bounced as if it were dancing, just like Ellie. See, that's simple, charming, nothing wrong with that. That was a nice, simple, cheery tale. Don't think it would have quite led to the successes that these guys were planning on, but it would have been, a reasonable story for kids. My nephew would have liked reading that one, I reckon. Now, the other one that we never quite got to finish because Bernard didn't like it. Right, write me a similar story aimed with a mouse who lives in a bottle bank. I had to make notes about those as I was watching it. Who plays the trombone and only eats licorice. Whose best friend is a panda. That's all. With the first one, we obviously had an actual plot outline. This one, very, very much like you don't really know what's going to happen. So this is going to be interesting what it comes up with. So, Monty the Mouse and the Missing Licorice. Deep in the corner of a quiet park stood a tall, clinking bottle bank. Glass jars clattered, bottles chimed, and inside, in a cozy little nest made of paper and socks, lived Monty the Mouse. Monty wasn't an ordinary mouse. He lived in a bottle bank. He played the trombone. He only ate licorice. Red, black, twisty, stripy. Monty loved it all. So at the moment, it's just listing what we've already given it. Monty's best friend was a panda named Poppy. She lived nearby in the bamboo garden and visited every day for music, tea, and licorice treats. One morning, Monty opened his licorice tin and gasped. "Oh no!" he screamed. "It's all gone!" He checked under his pillow. He checked behind his trombone. He even checked inside a jam jar, just in case. "Someone's taken my licorice!" cried Monty. Poppy arrived, just in time to see him spinning in circles. "Don't worry, Monty," she said kindly. "We'll solve this sweet mystery together." So off they went, Poppy paddling softly, Monty squeaking with his trombone slung over his shoulder. They asked the squirrels in the trees. They checked with the ducks by the pond. They even asked the grumpy old fox. Hey, we had a fox! Even though he said we're not having a fox, we still had a fox. No one had seen a single piece of licorice. Just as Monty was about to cry into his trombone, Poppy pointed to a tail on the ground. "Look, little black dots." They followed the trail around a bench, through a flower bed, up to a recycling bin. There, curled up inside with the licorice stuck to his ears, was a tiny hedgehog, snoring. Monty blinked. "Excuse me, is that my licorice?" The hedgehog woke up with a yawn. "Oh, I'm sorry, I thought it was just tasty trash." Monty giggled. "It is tasty, but it's mine." The hedgehog blushed. "I didn't mean to take it. Would you like some acorns in return?" Monty shook his head. "No, thank you. I don't eat acorns, only licorice." Poppy had an idea. "Why don't we all go to the sweet shop and buy more? I'll share my bamboo biscuits too." And so they did. Monty shared his new licorice with Poppy and even gave the hedgehog a tiny trombone lesson. And from then on, Monty always kept his licorice in a jam jar with a label. "Monty's, please ask first." And every evening, music floated out of the bottle bank, trombone toots, panda giggles, and the happy crunch of licorice. The crunch of licorice? Does licorice crunch? Has anyone had any licorice which actually goes crunch? I don't think so. It'd be interesting if I tried doing that on a fresh thing, because I wonder if that's taken some idea from the original one, where it was obviously about a lost balloon. But it comes up with something, and it comes up with a nice idea that it's all about sharing stuff. But it was a very loose kind of story there. We would have. That's the problem with AI. I've seen videos where people they'll say like in my kitchen I've got these ingredients. Help me create a dish. But the problem is with AI you have to prompt it with the right phrases, the right questions, and things like that to often get what you want. And this video that I was seeing, they will make it that they ended up making something pretty good, but at the same time you're like, would they have been able to get the same results had they not been prompting it in certain ways? Because they were asking very leading questions at times, because that's what they had to do to get the answers. So it's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if there's many, many, many more kids' books in particular that comes out that ultimately get written by ChatGPT or some other sort of variant. And how easy is it to actually tell something apart? That's the ultimate $1 million question. So, yeah, we'll have to see what the future holds with AI and storytelling and stuff. But that's going to do it for today. It was a great episode. Absolutely loved it, as always. So, as always, please do subscribe, turn on notifications, drop your comments below, turn on... I don't know. I'm losing track of what I'm saying. Go join the Patreon if you want to get the early access to content. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. And until next time, my name is Kevin. I am a geek, and you've been watching Kevin the Geek. Goodbye.